Monday, the 9th of October, here at St Andrew's Church with Michael and Nadia and the jingle. And great to have you all with us today. So what have we just read today? More Ecclesiasticus. It's a book of, it's called the Book of Wisdom, right?
Yeah, Sirach. Yeah, the Book of Wisdom by Jesus, son of Sirach. So that's
right.
Why on some websites that have all the books of the Bible, you find it not as Ecclesiasticus but as Sirach. So Apocrypha, and then it's called the Book of Sirach.
In the Apocrypha, right.
Yeah.
And it's interesting what you were saying. You were saying first, so it's Ecclesiasticus 16, starting to read verse 17. Eventually what you were saying about two halves to the reading.
Here it looked like there were two different themes. So the first paragraph was about how people should not act. So they shouldn't say that, and they shouldn't think that, I'm hidden from God. He cares about other things that are more global. He doesn't see what I'm doing.
It says, exactly. It says that, do not say I'm hidden from the Lord. Amongst so many people, I am unknown. It was good. It's quite reassuring. It's like you're not actually. It's like each and every one of us is seen and part. Yeah.
Because it could be a way to discipline people, but at the same time, it is really reassuring.
Yeah, exactly.
It also means that God hears our prayers and knows what we really want. And
I'm always amazed. I'm in a big city that my mobile phone connects. I mean, there are a million people around me, and I can still make phone calls. I can still go live. I can see things on the internet. I can upload, download. It's amazing. There are millions of people around me. And I think, well, if mobile phones can do it, and God can do it a whole lot more times better. So exactly. It's like, why do we even worry or think that we're small and insignificant? Amazing. And then I do like that where he says, "Listen to me, my child, and acquire knowledge and pay close attention to my words. I will impart discipline." I love this idea: is listen to me and acquire knowledge. I always think a lot of people don't listen enough. I was lecturing some people the other day, some new students, and they spend a lot of time talking. And I thought it's good to talk, but I thought we need to be doing some more listening today. It was a really strange class that I had. But anyway,
I think it was in the previous chapters of Ecclesiasticus as well. So when there was miscellaneous advice on different spheres of life. There was also a beautifully put phrase about how you should listen more than speak.
It's important. And like the last week, so then the Lord created his works from the beginning, and in them making them determine their boundaries. He does all that. And then later on it says, then the Lord looked upon the earth and filled it with his good things. Yeah. So it's quite interesting how the earth is kind of a part of, as I understood it, he created his works, which is everything else, sort of the universe, and then within it is the little earth, just one little part.
It looks like it refers to Genesis.
Exactly. Very interesting. Yeah. Anyhow, and then on to Mark, very famous. I always feel Pilate here is this is Mark 15. This is Jesus being Barabbas being released by the crowd. According to that custom on the festive day that they would release a prisoner.
And here I think this passage shows quite clearly why Pilate is seen as such a negative figure, despite the fact that he knew that Jesus was not to blame, and he saw that he would. But here he has responsibility. He has power, and power means responsibility, and he is afraid of taking it.
Yeah.
He's afraid of supporting him and justifying him, because here it clearly says because he wanted to please the crowd, or
he wanted to please the crowd.
Wishing to satisfy the crowd. He released Barabbas, even though he knew. So he made a couple of minor attempts at making them change their mind, but then he didn't.
And it's the thing, because he's so human, isn't he? He's sort of weak, basically. He gets it. He's not a stupid man, because it's like he says he realised that it was out of jealousy the chief priests had handed him over. So he understands what's going on. But the chief priests tell at the crowd. And then he says he spoke to them again. He's even doubtful. It's like, hang on a minute, guys, really? You want to give this Barabbas what, and it's really interesting, I think. And it's so he can't make the stand and say, look, this is all wrong.
Yeah.
Barabbas is a horrible murderer, and this guy, frankly, Jesus, I can't see anything wrong with him. But he's so worried about the political position between the Roman. Because the Romans were occupiers and they needed the Jews on board. They needed the chief priests to help to collaborate with the Roman Empire, so he couldn't alienate them. So he's got all these other concerns, these worldly concerns in his head. And he's so human, as you say, he can't stand up again. This is just plain wrong. Yeah.
And the crowd as well, they probably don't realize what they're shouting, because they're shouting, crucify him, just because they have been stirred up. And this is something we talked about on Friday. When we read about Jesus being in front of before the council, when people started spitting at him or something.
Exactly.
So when you're part of the crowd, you sometimes do things that you wouldn't do when you're on your own. So you just get caught up in
exactly. There's sort of a crowd, there's sort of a nastiness, a lynching, and sort of a crowd evil that takes and possesses people. As you say, if people were on their own, they wouldn't do that because they could be seen. But when they're in the crowd, they kind of sort of have this crowd behavior and sort of behave like monsters.
Yeah, and it could probably also because they're afraid of being different.
Yeah, exactly. So very interesting. Yeah, great readings as always. Excellent.
And it's interesting actually how I think this passage is familiar to Russian people, even those who are not Christians and who don't know, who haven't read the Gospel, because it's all described in the novel.
Right. Exactly. It's good. I was thinking that as you were reading, actually, because Miles Murray is great, and it really does look at how human Pilate is. And
so there are those two storylines. One of them is this.
Great. Okay, I've got to run now to a filming, so we need to come to an end. So that was great. Thank you very much. Nani, always wonderful to do what have we just read. Have a wonderful, wonderful Monday, and see you all hopefully back tomorrow.
Goodbye.
Bye.